All right, we are live, and looks like I'm going to do a little bit of unboxing. I got the Cryptozoic Ghostbusters board game in the mail today, finally. So I'm going to unbox that and show everybody what's inside the Ghostbusters the board game from Cryptozoic. I got the Mass Hysteria Edition, which is kind of like the deluxe edition of the game. It's got some extra features. Actually, by this point, I don't even remember what the extra features are that it came with, so we'll find out together. Um, what I will say is, if you think in the future you may want to back Cryptozoic on Kickstarter for something, I would say go ahead and reconsider that choice. I know obviously how Kickstarter works, and the deadlines are not guarantees, et cetera. But I backed this way back when they did the Kickstarter early this year, and they didn't guarantee, of course, but they sort of were pretty clear that they expected to have these games out to backers by Halloween, which was perfect to get to play the Ghostbusters board game on Halloween. That did not happen. And in fact, the date slipped even further than that. Here we are, almost a full month past that. It's almost Thanksgiving. And the real unfortunate part is the street date was, I believe, November 11th for retailers to get the game. So, okay that a deadline slipped, unforeseen things happen. Not okay in my eyes that retailers got this game. I could have, if I had not been a backer, I could have gone out to my local tabletop gaming store and purchased this board game well before it arrived at my house finally today. So, not cool that retailers got this before backers. And, so Joe Schmo off the street who wasn't a Kickstarter backer for Cryptozoic for the Ghostbusters board game could just go buy it, while the backers were just all sitting here waiting. And I know from looking online, there are several people that still haven't, unfortunately, received theirs. I'm pretty lucky to actually be getting mine as early as I did today. But all that aside, even though I'll just wait and pick things up at retail next time that Cryptozoic's working on something that I want, I'm still pretty excited to see what's in this box. So I'm gonna take a handy dandy knife here, got the handy dandy box here, and I'm just gonna cut open the label. Try not to cut any fingers off here. And we're in. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in. Okay, so right off the bat here, we've got a lot of packaging paper keeping this thing. Oh, it looks pretty. It looks real good and pretty. Oh, wait till you see this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this looks great. Okay. Oh, let me just make sure there's nothing else in this box. Okay, I think she's empty. Check out this bad boy. Look at that. Look at that kind of nice foil embossing there on the box. Really nice. Ghostbusters the board game, deluxe edition. Got the Kickstarter logo here. Got the Cryptozoic logo over here. Let's take the plastic off, jump inside, see what we find. Almost, I picked that up by the blade. I almost just cut my finger off. That's how excited I am. All right, so we've popped the seal, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ready to crack open the box here. It's got that new game box smell to it. You see the light is actually reflecting off of the box into my face. That's how shiny that foil is. I'm gonna have to just wiggle this out. Oh, so this is cool. Right off the bat, we've got the Ghostbusters Operations and Field Manual. So that's pretty cool. I'm guessing this is all the game rules. This is the rule book here. We'll have to read all that extensively here at some point. Oh, and we've got, so first thing on top of the box here, we've got the game tiles. So these are where the game takes place, on these game tiles. So let's go ahead and crack open the plastic on these bad boys. Cut away from myself. I'll probably, if you keep watching, that's sort of, you want to watch to the end of the video, because there's a pretty good chance I'm going to cut something off before the end of it. Alright, I'm just making a big old trash pile of plastic and paper in the floor beside me here. I don't even care. My dogs will probably eat it. It's fine. It's whatever. I got Ghostbusters. Okay, so who are you going to call here? So these are, the perforation on these are already kind of like coming out, but that's okay, because they're supposed to, woo, so they're falling apart there a little bit, but they're supposed to come out because you gotta build your game board each time you play. I'm pretty sure here. So we got one side here, looks kind of like another world. Over here we've got what looks sort of like the street. Pretty good art on these. So we'll make a little stack of these here. We'll go ahead and pop them out. May as well just pop them, right? We've got, this one's got some more kind of, so this is the library. So you can see in the library, you can see the shelves, the bookshelves here. And the other side of this one looks to be, I don't know, like also maybe some library, but with some tables, some different settings there. And that's not it. There's more of these. There's a whole bunch of these in here. Lots of different scenarios to be played. Oh, so this one's cool. This will look familiar to Ghostbusters fans. We've got the top of the building where you see Zool and Gozer and everything in the regular movie. This looks to be like that whole like kind of foggy altar at the top of the building there. And then the other side of this one, I guess it's just like an apartment building. Maybe this is falling apart again. Whew. This is Dana's apartment, maybe. Somebody's apartment building. All right, just gonna break these out real quick. We'll find the one that I dropped later. Okay, so this next game board looks to be like Central Park, maybe. And then the other side, like some sidewalks, parking lot. Lots of scenarios. That's not all. There are more of these. There's still a couple of these left. I don't know when I'm ever gonna play enough rounds of this to use all of these scenarios. So, I mean, it's gonna take a lot of playing Ghostbusters, which not a bad problem to have, perhaps. All right, we've got looks like some more park. Okay, so and then over here we've got some streets. You know, the art on these is like, it's okay, kind of comic book arty, but I will say it doesn't seem all that varied from game board to game board. A lot of these look very similar, so I'm not sure like how it's going to go, like how different are the scenarios going to be, but it could be all about the detail and the placement of where things are on the game board. So we've got a few more of these coming up here. So this one, we've got more streets, more parks, but then you can see also like some netherworld kind of metaphysical stuff going on. Looks like we've got some other game pieces here. This looks kind of like a PKE meter of some sort. So lots of game pieces to be broken off here. I'm not going to take time and break out all those little individual pieces right now. Speaking of a lot of individual pieces to break off, look at all of these. I have no idea yet what these do, but there's a hole in the center of each of these. So I don't know if you're going to have to use the whole piece or if it just breaks out and you use it like a donut. I hope there are donuts involved. These look like action coins over here because we've got -1, -1, -1. I think these are slime, actually, if you look on the other side. So I think if you get slimed, you lose an action point. Again, haven't read the rules, but we do have the Ecto 1 right here, Ecto 1 card. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so this is going to get hung up. I think this is just solely just like a print that came with it. I don't think this has anything to do with the game, but it's going to go up like right here somewhere. I've been wanting something Ghostbusters to put up in the man cave with all the Star Wars and Star Trek and Ninja Turtles and video game paraphernalia. Yeah. Okay, so next up is, it says Mass Hysteria on the box. So that means it's referring to the fact that I have the Mass Hysteria Edition. So all of the pieces in this next part will be like what comes with the regular game, but then also for Mass Hysteria level backers, what we got. And it's just it's like its own insert here. So I guess they just insert this into the main box with all the game pieces based on what level you backed at. Okay, so this is cool because this is coming out like a plastic with like action figures type stuff going on here. Let me just pull these out. Oh man, there's so much stuff here. There's so much stuff here. Oh, it's like Christmas. All right. Okay, another box down. Now check this out. There's just so much here. These are all game pieces. These are all. I just want to arrange these on the shelf behind me right now. I don't even want to play the game. So we've got some of these monsters here. A lot of detail. I mean, I think I would rather them be like fully colored, you know, and kind of like look true to the life detail. But if you're up close, you won't be able to tell in the video. But if you're up close, like you can see the teeth, the eyes, like with a fingernail. I mean, these are highly detailed little figures. They're really amazing. So there are those taller guys. We've got these little guys with one guy standing on the other guy's head. Again, you can't really see the level of detail too much, but it's there. It's really good. I mean, these are. I could see these being a little fragile. Like if you had kids. I mean, I don't think this is a game really for kids, but you know, RPG co-op kind of tabletop game. But just saying, if you're gonna have kids playing with this game, maybe think twice because it looks real fragile. Tons of little pieces here. Now here's the interesting stuff. So Slimer, and he's green, so that's awesome. We got Slimer here. Can't beat that. I seriously, I just want to like display this thing. I wish if he was a little bigger, he might be on display instead of in here. We've got other pieces. So we've got Evo Shandor. For those of you who really know a lot of the Ghostbusters lore, you'll recognize Evo. Oh man, we've got. So I had this action figure from the real Ghostbusters cartoon. It's the toilet with the tongue that comes out, a little toilet poltergeist. I had like the actual action figure where the toilet went up and down when I was a kid. Really cool. Oh man, there's just too many to pull out and show you. But here's Walter Peck. So everybody knows the big douchebag Walter Peck from the Ghostbusters. Cthulhu, we got like some Cthulhu looking stuff in here. So there are different colored things in here. Here's a Ghostbuster though. Here's a Ghostbuster. This looks like Ray Stantz. Looks like the comic book version of Ray Stantz. Again, you can't see the detail on his face, but you can see like the way the nose is and the jaws. You can actually tell that this one's Ray. Oh, and here's a good one. You guys got to recognize the Boogeyman, right? If you watch the real Ghostbusters cartoon series. My dad used to tell me that he was the Boogeyman. So continuing here, so you saw the Boogeyman. Here's Sam Hain. Sam Hain also from the real Ghostbusters cartoon series. Pumpkinhead guy. Another great Ghostbusters villain. So you want to see some more of the Ghostbusters, I'm sure. So here's Kylie Griffin. So not from the movies or the real Ghostbusters, but those of you who follow the comic books and the other Ghostbusters lore, you'll know Kylie. Got Winston Zeddemore here. We've got Janine Melnitz, who, you know, she's pink, so that makes some sense, you know. Got the nice little Janine figure here. We've got, oh man, we've just got everybody. I mean, every Ghostbusters in here. We got Peter Venkman, we got Egon. Everybody's in here. You guys want to see Egon, I'm sure, right? So there's Egon again. Tough to see the detail. I'm not going to focus up this close on the camera I'm using right now, but not bad. Not bad quality. Pretty good stuff. Here's one that you guys will like. Are you the key master or are you the gatekeeper? I don't know. I don't know. Which one are you? Are you Zool? Who knows? I'm overwhelmed by how many cool little pieces there are here. That's one tray. So here's another tray which has Ecto 1. Again, it'd be cool if these were like fully colored in and kind of already painted instead, but they're just kind of like plastic mold. You know, it'd get expensive to do fully painted like die cast or something. I think there were limited amounts of just the core Ghostbusters figures you could get unpainted if you were like one of those people who takes tabletop and like actually does the detailed painting. It'd be cool. I don't really want to do that much work, but it would be cool to be able to buy those. But still, so some more different kinds of ghost villains, and there are a ton of these. You know, each iteration has like, you know, 5 to 10 or more of the same ghost. So you're gonna be fighting like a lot of these smaller minion type ghosts throughout the game before you get to the bigger bosses like Shandor and Samhain, the Boogeyman. But here's where the big guys come in. All right, this guy's huge. I mean, in relation to, you know, let's take Winston Zedmore here, and like so these things are kind of like to scale of what they would be. I want to say in real life, but obviously not in real life. But you know, in the respective media, when the Ghostbusters are fighting this Boogaloo right here, you know, he's going to be that much bigger than they are. So, you know, keep that in mind. But then this guy, yeah, here's another big one. So these guys are about the same size, right? But Stay Puft, man, come on, Stay Puft. And this is weighty. Like this one's probably going on the shelf because this is so cool. Just got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man right here. Not a lot of detail to see in a Marshmallow Man, so you can pretty much get the full picture here. This guy's like not. I mean, he's like I got a small head, but still, he's like pretty big. So, and then, you know, so with the Mass Hysteria Edition, you get Boss Mode Stay Puft, who's got like flames. He's kind of toasted. He's got an angrier face on him, so that's cool. Got Boss Mode Stay Puft Man. We got some Cthulhu going on here. So we got some of the bigger figurines here too as the bosses. Very, very cool stuff. So what's left to show you? Well, not a whole lot. But we do have these different die here. I don't know what's going on. So we've got like a 12-sided die, a couple of those. We've got some other dice that have the Ghostbusters logo, and then just like regular markers on them. We've got this one that looks like some kind of action point thing. So lots of dice going on here. I'm starting to feel a little overwhelmed that this game is not going to be easy to teach people how to play or like learn how to play myself. But I also think it's going to be super fun. Got these little arrow markers. Something's going to happen with those. Got some little plastic baggies that came with as well, I guess, to put your figurines in, although I'm probably going to just keep these trays and use them, so it seems like a pretty good idea. Now here's the other thing. I have no idea what this is, but it looks like, what's the name of the book? Oh man, my nerd knowledge is failing me right now. But everybody, you know, the book of like all the ghost knowledge that Ray has in his occult bookstore, that kind of thing that they always refer back to find like, well, who's the monster of the week? Well, he's probably in this book. So let's just take a look and see what's inside this book. Because I honestly, like I said, it took forever to get this, so I have no recollection of anything that was supposed to be in here. Let's get the plastic off of here. And we'll pull the top off. Oh, okay. So these are your character cards that tell you about each of the characters. Also has plastic on them, so let's just get that off real quick. A lot of packaging here. Still can't believe I haven't lost an eye or something to this knife. Oh man, this one's in there real tight, real good. It's like they stuck too much in that plastic there. Got so tight and not wet enough. Okay, so we got Dr. Venkman. We've got Dr. Egon Spangler. Now the cool thing, what you'll notice here, is that the Ghostbusters along the bottom, those are experience points, so they can gain experience rows as they come, through the game. And then you've got also, they level up, so at different levels they have different skills that they can get. So like Ray gets an additional action point for each level that he levels up in the game, and then just kind of like a little bio on the back of each one of these cards as well. You got Winston, and then you start getting into a specific stat card for each one of the villains, each one of the enemies in the game. So it's just overwhelming. Like there's going to be so much to know, to like read throughout each game about like where each character is, what they're doing, that kind of thing. And then you've got campaign cards, so these tell you what the different scenarios are for the iteration that you're playing in your campaign each time. Tons and tons and tons of these campaign scenario cards. Tons and tons of different enemy cards here as well. I mean, it seems like an endless game. We've got Kylie Griffin's card. It's insane. We've got so much in here. It's too much. It's overwhelming. They put a lot of work into this. They put a lot of stuff in here. So you can see, like, here's Sandman, right? So here's his stat card. He's a class 6. So, he's going to be a little tougher to beat. I just, look at the art on that, though. I mean, I'm geeking out pretty hardcore right now because there's just, like, so much here. I honestly don't know if it turns out this game's too difficult to really like play and have fun with and learn easily. I'm just gonna display all these toys everywhere. I mean, all these little figurines, they're amazing. Not to mention, can we go back to this for a second? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to do something with that. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So you've seen everything. You've seen the game board tiles. Seen all the little pieces that are gonna have to be punched out of the perforation. You've seen the scenario, the enemy, the Ghostbuster cards, a lot of them, tons of them. There's probably 100 cards here. And then you've seen like 3 trays full of characters. You've seen, whoa, hop and die. They're possessed, man. They got that pink slime on them. They're jumping around everywhere with the pink goo flying behind me. Gotta go call in the Ghostbusters, get the Statue of Liberty over here, clean that stuff up. So that's it. That's Ghostbusters, the board game from Cryptozoic. Again, had not such a great experience back in the Kickstarter and getting the game to begin with. I recommend just hold off, wait for retail when these things come out. Seems like the safer bet. But overall, looks like we got a really high quality product. They really delivered on it. And it just looks like it's going to be a ton of fun, a ton of cool stuff to do here. And stay tuned in the coming weeks as I start learning the game and playing different rounds of it. I'll be sure to check back in and let you know how the actual gameplay is. Thanks for watching, and you can tune in to get more of this type of stuff by looking up the World Map Podcast on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you like to listen to podcasts through. You can find our RSS feed and our website, get episodes on there as well at worldmapcast.com. And we're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Just look us up as World Mapcast. You can search on YouTube, find our past live shows if the fully edited audio podcast on the go is not your thing, you like watching the videos. And then I'll keep doing these short map key versions as there's these little one-off things that we want to talk about. Again, hey, I'm gonna go bust some ghosts. I don't know who you're gonna call, but I'm gonna call myself, and I'm gonna go bust some ghosts.